If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Very busy hour coming up. We'll expand on today's Major League Baseball card in 15 minutes. Rematch of last year's World Series coming up tonight. And some College World Series talk as well with best bets at the bottom of the hour. Here at Circa, so if you live in a state where Circa is at, and they're in 5 states, I love it when they post these numbers. Chris Bennett here, who runs the book, he is the manager of Circa Sports. He put up a sweep number tonight as the Mets take on the Rockies. Will the Mets sweep the Rockies? Yes, minus 105. The Rockies, the no is minus 115. What do you think about that number? Because what are you seeing for Senga?
Senga's 420 tomorrow against Sensatella. Is it the biggest we've had this year?
I'm trying to see.
Can you confirm that?
I'm on
420. Peterson's 330 tonight against Freeland. A 330 followed by a 420, and then whatever the matchup is Sunday.
Well, I'll give you this right now. So the Rockies were higher than a $3 dog against the Dodgers in April in one of their games. They were plus 322 against the Giants on May 4th. That was that Logan Webb game, I believe, right? They were plus 320 against Arizona, plus 318 against Arizona. What were they against the Padres when the Padres beat them like 20-1 or 21-0?
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, they were only $2 in that game.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, I think Senga tomorrow would be the biggest favorite of the entire year, probably.
It's a good prop. Yep. If you missed Chris Bennett yesterday, go back, check out the podcast as well. He had a good answer about this Rocky team.
Oh, yes.
It was very good. It's like, I can do whatever I want with the number. Well, I will find the sweet spot where the sharps will come in and say, okay, I got to jump in. I don't care that they're, 7 and 100. I'm going to take a shot here. So 420 tomorrow. 420. There are so many bad teams.
Well, that's right.
And we thought the A's were a good story. Well, now they've lost 14 of 15. Outscored 117-44. They've been beat by 10-plus runs 7 times.
We were talking about a month ago saying, I think this might be real with the A's. It might be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Well, that has completely flipped here.
Yep.
11 games below 500 at this point.
White Sox on pace to lose 110. Orioles on pace to lose 106.
Yeah. Hopefully this game ends in a tie somehow. So more on the baseball card coming up in about 10 minutes. So tomorrow night we have a game. Were we ever really going to go a full weekend at the time of the year with no playoff action in the NBA and the NHL?
I thought it was possible. I thought we were going to go 5 nights without a game.
And then it was
Nick
also
saved you.
Yeah, it was also possible that last night was going to be the last ever basketball game on TNT.
That's true.
Current makeup. So Knicks saved it. They won. They advanced now. They're playing in a Game 6 tomorrow night back in Indiana, and the Pacers are currently a 3.5 or a 4-point favorite. That's the highest point spread or the biggest number that they're laying in the series so far at home. And the total here is sitting at 220. That's at Circa for the game.
Yep.
You think they're going to win the game, but would you lay 4?
Yeah. Now it's the must-win tax. You got that now. Back up to 4. So great job by the Knicks. I was surprised by how well they played. Didn't know they had it in them. They were awesome. Great defensively. First time Indiana was held under 100 points in the playoffs. The Halliburton ups and downs, and the Halliburton to only have 8 points and only had 7 shot attempts as well.
Yeah.
Brunson stepped up his game defensively. Towns was a beast. I thought he'd be limited. He was not. So they played like one team played like their season was on the line. The other one played like we got a couple games in our back pocket. So that's how that played out. But great job by the Knicks, and now it gets juicy because I wouldn't say the first time. Tim Bontemps made this point today on ESPN. This is the first time the pressure's all on Indiana.
I would agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's big time on Indiana tomorrow night.
Yes, because if you lose this, it's happened 13 times. I'm surprised the number's that high. But the Knicks would be the 14th team to rally down 3-1 in the playoffs and pull this off. But I agree with you.
They were also the home team to lose the first two.
Yeah.
It's tough for the road team to lose the first two and then come back from a 3-1 deficit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But the Cavs were in this spot earlier where we won the first two in Cleveland, got blown out at home. What if we're going to spit up home court here? We lose this, we go back to Cleveland, it's 2-2. But no problems there and took them out in 5. And then it looked like for a time there they were going to lose to Milwaukee before the epic comeback as well. But I do agree with what you said earlier. I know what happened last year. Several Knicks players were hurt. They also shot 67% in the game. You have to like the Knicks in a Game 7.
Oh, I would love them in a Game 7.
Yep.
There's also this.
They better close it out tomorrow.
If the Pacers win, because you can bet on this stuff, right? DraftKings still has it up. Who is going to be the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals? Halliburton right now is a 330 favorite. If the Pacers win tomorrow night, Halliburton's going to win the award.
Yes.
Okay, so if the Knicks extend, and it goes back to a Game 7, current odds right now on the board at DraftKings, Jalen Brunson is plus 320 to win the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. Karl Anthony Towns is still 35-1 as we speak.
I can't believe it.
Can somebody explain this to me?
I go, that's not real. I saw it yesterday. That can't be. That can't be the odds.
Can't be.
Their two best, before last night, their two best quarters of the series, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
They are hunting him defensively. They're going right after him. He owned it afterwards, Game 4. After Game 3, Carlisle even said, well, we had problems. They had their best defensive team on the floor, which Brunson was on the bench.
Uh-huh.
The numbers that they showed in the pregame on TNT, Brunson against Neesmith, when he's on the floor, when they're both on the floor, Brunson minus 43. Been outscored by 43 points, shooting 40% and 4 of 21. I mean, these numbers are staggering. While he was great last night and he's scoring, it's just, now a lot can happen in these next two games, but it's certainly, if a lot's going to happen, I would think Cat's going to be leading the charge.
Well, Cat has had his way.
Absolutely.
He's a terrible matchup for Indiana. It goes back to the regular season. It also goes back to Miles Turner in his career against Cat. Cat has absolutely owned the guy. And, he's averaging 25 and 12 a game in the series. And I will point out again, he was the single reason why the Knicks came back to win Game 3. If he doesn't do that in the fourth quarter, the Knicks lose the series already. It was maybe a sweep. And he's 35-1. I really think that voters, you can never trust NBA voters on this stuff. I think that at this point, they would have to look at it and say, Karl Anthony Towns would get my vote if the Knicks won the series based on what has happened so far. And if this continues where Brunson's unplayable defensively and Cat's putting up 25 and 12 every single game, 35-1 when another guy in the same team is plus 320 just doesn't make any sense to me. I think 35-1 is worth a bet.
Yep. But I do think Brunson goes over his point prop tomorrow, though, too, as he's going to take plenty of shots. And plus, he can get to the free throw line.
Well, I think Cat's going to go over points and rebounds again tomorrow.
I could see that, too. Other guys, though, with Indiana, I want to see a good mix. I want to see a lot of guys chipping in, and they've been a lot of guys have been potent at home, but it's been hard to figure out. Does McConnell get to 10 points? What do you get out of Mathurin, Neesmith, Nebhart? What do they do? Turner, the Turner thing's bizarre. How much run's he going to get? How many points does he score? Sure. And then does that open the door for more minutes for Toppin? And can he do something?
They have to come out with the Game 4 mentality, and that's pedal to the metal. We're going to go 1,000 miles an hour, and the Knicks are going to play our game.
Right.
And they're not going to beat us at our game at home.
And the Knicks did a better job of controlling pace and tempo. So
yes.
Would you lean under 219 for what we saw last night?
If you lean under, you got to like the Knicks. I think that's correlated, right?
Mm.
If you like the favorite, I think you got to go over here because then they're going to win out probably with the pace. But again, who's going to have a good shooting night on top of that? Will one team be 9 of 40 from 3 and the other is 17 of 35? Then it's ball game. It's going to be curtains. Stanley Cup, pick 'em. How big is a Hyman injury to you?
I don't know yet because you got Ekholm back though, and you're going to have Brown back. Dallas only had 17 shots, so that's the positive news. That's a tough call. I don't know. Number one in the playoffs in hits. But Ekholm coming back, I couldn't believe Jonathan Davis, who I said, what do you think? So you snap call. Not only Edmonton, but Edmonton minus 1.5 games.
Wow.
So home ice and the drought. Canada hasn't won it since 93. Can McDavid do it? You mentioned the history, how unique this is. Teams meeting back-to-back years. The team that lost the previous has done well in the rematch. Mm-hmm. And also the fact that you lose a Game 7 in the Cup and you come back. So resilient group, hell of a story. Don't know the answer to that question, but certainly it helps you get Ekholm back. And the other thing is you got to love how many different guys are chipping in here and scoring, though. I mean, it's just look. Every time I come up here with win-lose, look what these numbers are for any time goal.
Right.
And what Perry's done at that age to almost score on a nightly basis.
Then based on that, you're telling me that you'd rather bet Edmonton to win the series than McDavid to win the Conn Smythe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Draisaitl has 25 points in the playoffs. That's one back of McDavid.
Yeah.
Draisaitl is as high. I think I saw 10-1 earlier today on him.
Right. And you're not dead either. I mean, the third goal was soft, but you're not dead. It's not over. You can still get a shot there with Skinner. And that's the other thing, too, about you put Skinner in the lineup and then he scores a goal, too, for Edmonton. But it's a good cup. It's on paper. This is definitely intriguing.
How about Sam Bennett, by the way, to win the Conn Smythe? 16 points.
Yeah.
But he has 10 goals, which is first in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If Florida wins.
Yeah. Well, it's so unique, though, because so many guys have scored for these teams as well.
I'm looking at Barkov has 17 points. Kachuk has 18. Verhaeghe has 14 points. He's 40-1. So.
How about this? Will there be a hat trick in the series? No minus 190.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
All right. The $500 try G-Bank first bet in VEASAN. Open the G-Bank Visa Signature credit card and first 90 days deposit play through 1,000. You trigger the $500 try. You get $200 in cash back rewards on the card, and first bet will match it, and we get the $200 value with the VEASAN Pro subscription. Apply today. Terms and conditions apply. Get the $500 try. VEASAN.com/GBank.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Tonight is the 6th time this season the Dodgers have been a dog. Can you believe that? They were dogs 4 times earlier in May, twice against Arizona on the road, in Atlanta against the Mets, and the first time this year at Wrigley.
What's the number if they didn't have all the injuries?
Oh, of course, probably 0.
Probably, yeah.
Although Sasaki was a dog a couple of games, so the way that he was trending, it wasn't so hot. However, Pauly, it's the first time they've been a dog at home since last May. Max Fried pitched against them for Atlanta. Dodgers got him. They won the game.
Yep.
So tonight is Max Fried going against Gonsolin. You said earlier today that you do want the Yankees tonight.
Yep. Fire up your friends and neighbors, and then fire up the game on Apple with the Yankees and Dodgers.
I think I'm going to watch the game tonight on Apple TV.
Yep.
Give it a shot. There's no Mookie Betts, by the way, out of the lineup. We talked about this earlier. 2 for 30 career against Max Fried. So he's sitting tonight. There will be no Mookie Betts in the lineup. Mm-hmm. But look at that. A little bit of money on the Yankees here at Circa, down to minus 118.
Yep. This pitching's been so good. An ERA of 2.15 in May. 5th best last 50 years. Think about that. And how number 1 ERA, obviously. Starters not giving up more than 2 earned runs. They've been sensational here.
I'll give you
a great run. And I think they'll touch up Gonsolin. And the other question is, how long is Gonsolin in there, too? That's the other thing.
Sure. Fried in his career at Dodger Stadium, 5 career starts, 3.21 ERA, 0.82 whip, phenomenal, 11 Ks per 9.
Well, I was going to say, you got that angle. He went to Harvard Westlake, hanging out with Doug Kazarian.
That's right,
so
best buddies, yeah.
You got that. So, always want to show out. Maybe you got some family and friends in the ballpark. You can do with that what you want.
Yep, and his career against the Dodgers, 10 starts, 3.18 ERA, a 1 whip, and 11 Ks per 9. Again, Betts sitting tonight, no good there. Freeman, 2 of 13 in his career. Will Smith, 3 of 25. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 of 10. Ohtani, small sample size, 3 of 5 with a home run. Edmonds, 6 of 16. Rojas, 10 of 29. Muncy, 5 of 17. So if you're looking at player props, those are the players who have done well and the guys who have not done well against Max Fried in his career. Yep. And one of the reasons why he's been so good against that team in recent starts.
Well, I like some favorites tonight. Always some weird stuff can happen on Fridays, but keep playing against some of these bad teams or teams that are in a funk. Number 1, the Blue Jays. You can get plus money on the run line. I mentioned the Clement props as well as he crushes lefties. This A's team's lost 14 of 15, as we talked about, buried again last night and outscored 117-44 in the process. You can get a reasonable price on Mets run line as well. Peterson 320 against the Rockies. Seen $1.40 at DraftKings on the run line. They are 1-10 when Freeland starts. Of course, all these guys have horrible numbers. And you think the Mets would break out of it at some point and get Soto. I mean, this 186 runners in scoring position since April 30th. Had a team meeting. I think Eric Chavez is the hitting coach. So they got to break out of that. And Soto in a 1-for-16 drought. You would think it's now time to get right. 6 of their next 9 are against the Rockies. And I like the Braves against the Red Sox. We mentioned how Olsen has owned Giolito, 7 of 14 with 4 bombs. And Holmes has good numbers going back, 1.86 ERA. Last 3 starts, Boston in a funk. 4 games under 500. Dropped 5 in a row, 6 and 15 in one-run games, and Acuna's been cooking since he's come back.
Here are some notes from Greg Peterson at vsin.com. Up on the website, I also tweeted out his article at Mitch Moss Radio. Pirates at the Padres. Keller takes on Pivetta. Keller has a 4.03 ERA and 0.8 home runs per 9 at home. However, when he's on the road, which is where he's at tonight, a 5.05 ERA and 1.2 home runs per 9 allowed. Pivetta, a 2.72 ERA on the year. That number drops to 1.44 at home. Only 2 home runs allowed in 31-plus innings in San Diego. He likes him on the run line tonight. The Padres at plus money. The Angels at the Guardians. Soriano takes on Ortiz. How about this? Ortiz, his ERA is 4.73 for the Guardians. He walks 4.7 batters per 9. Soriano walks 4.3 batters per 9. And the Angels, their bullpen has the highest ERA in all of baseball at 6.17. So he's advocating for a lot of base runners and a lot of runs to go over 8.5. And the Twins are at the Mariners. And here's a bet that I made last night and earlier today as well. It's Zebby Matthews against Brian Wu. I considered first 3 under 1.5, but I could not pull the trigger on that one. Matthews, only 2 starts. Hilarious to look at this. 18 Ks per 9. A 7.71 ERA, but a 0.79 FIP. I believe he struck out 9 in 4 innings of his last start. Always been a high K guy. Mariners striking out a lot again this season. Mackenzie Gore went over 7.5 last night. And so I bet Matthews over 5.5 a couple of different times. I don't know. I might get a little nuts and climb the ladder with him a little bit later on tonight and go over 7, over 8, over 9 if the numbers look kind of attractive. And I'll point this out, by the way, against Tampa. They were awful to begin the season against lefties. From opening day to May 7th, their average was 182. Slugging was 263 with 6 home runs. Well, in the last 21 days, that average has jumped up to 307 with a 356 on base and a 495 slugging and 9 home runs. So they have completely flipped their season against lefties. That's the spot that they're in tonight. And again, you can, as we say here, do with that what you will.
Good card. Yep, some good matchups. If the Giants can't get right, please, going against Quantrill here. 11 games in a row.
Quantrill, right? Highest guy for ROI?
They've been winning some games when he's been out there as a big dog, but yes. But 11 in a row, held to 4 runs or fewer. That's Harrison against Quantrill, and the Giants are $1.65 on the road. Perez has done well against Mize, 12 of 30, hitting .430 in his career. And Diamondbacks in a big funk. Can they break out? It's a big number to be laying for a team that's lost 7 of 8 as well, with the 2 worst bullpens in baseball going at it.
Yeah.
In that one. And, the gift that keeps on giving, Texas Rangers at home. Game under, Rangers team total under. 24-6 under in home games. Cannot hit. And they're taking on St. Louis tonight.
I have a bet on that game.
That one, yep.
Trying to find all my notes on it because it's Liberatore taking on Jack Leiter.
What a run he's on. This how many guys are under the radar? Like stuff like this, that 8 straight starts, 2 runs or fewer.
Well, he certainly, and I brought this up earlier on the show. I thought about him 3 weeks ago or a month for NL Cy Young. The reason why I couldn't is because the K numbers are just not strong enough.
All right.
But he's been absolutely brilliant. And Jack Leiter was the probable pitcher today for the Rangers. So some numbers here. Jack Leiter, the first time through the lineup, a 1.04 ERA with a 1-1 whip, 0 home runs allowed. Liberatore for the Cardinals first time through, the ERA is 2.05 with a 2.71 FIP. Boy, that would be pretty insane if that was the whip. 2 total home runs allowed. And the Rangers against lefties on the year, they are 28th overall in WRC+. Not good. Second worst in WOBA, second worst in OPS, and their 27.5% K rate against lefties is the third highest in all of Major League Baseball. So that's the game that I played first 3 under. That's actually 2.5 because the first 5 is 4.5. So I played 2.5 under minus 118 between these two.
Okay.
I love making these bets. Just give me 1-0. Nothing happens in instant gratification. No bullpens are involved. You're not, in theory, not going to go through the lineups a second time. You're going to, cut down the chances of errors for only 3 innings. So there you go. There you have it. I did make a bet today on the Cy Young as well. We did this during the Blind Resume, which was in the second hour of today's program. Again, you can go back and listen to all the content on the Follow the Money podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. I did bet Chris Bubich at 40-1. I can't even imagine what he was to begin the season.
Yeah.
His numbers are off the charts.
That's the winner right now, as of now, according to ESPN.com and baseball writers.
And look, I mean, he could, in theory, almost lose the award tomorrow. Look at this. 5-2 with a 1.45 ERA, 70 Ks, a 1.01 whip, 2.82 ERA plus. If he gets rocked tomorrow, then it's probably over with, as long as Skubal is great, because that's the pitching matchup. However, if it goes the other way, and this guy's awesome yet again, and he beats Skubal and it's like 2-1, I got 40. So that 40 or that 30-1 on him is going to get cut in half at a minimum. It'll probably be down to 10-1. So again, it could be over with, or it could be drastically changed in my favor. So I took a shot on him.
Final jewel of Triple Crowns here, Belmont Stakes. No better time to bet the races than right now with First Bet. New users get a $200 sign-up bonus. Just use code VEASAN200. Whether you're a seasoned horse player or brand new to the sport, First Bet has all the tools to elevate your game. Download the app. Go to firstbet.com/VEASAN. Sign up today. Firstbet.com/VEASAN. Promo code VEASAN200 for your $200 bonus.
College baseball tournament was underway as well today. Had a shocker earlier. Florida was laying, they closed a 3-15 favorite. That was 9-0, I think, East Carolina out of the gates.
Ooh.
So a big one there. And by the way, like the VSiN College Baseball Guide is out. You can find it on the website. It's also on Twitter as well. I retweeted it earlier today. And up next, we'll talk about that as Quentin Mills joins the program, co-host of NCAA Insiders. We have a bunch of games on the betting board for the evening slate. You can find out who he likes there and who he likes to win some of these regionals next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
The college baseball tournament started today, and we had at least one major shocker. And it's early on in this game, but another one going on as we speak. And to talk about it here, Quentin Mills joins the program now. He's on the Progressive Guest Line. He's with College Baseball Insiders. Quentin, thanks for the time today. How are you?
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, was the so the biggest betting favorite today, so the biggest shocker would have been Florida going down 11-6 to East Carolina. Did anything else stand out to you in terms of, oh my God, I didn't see that one coming?
Well, we're looking at Stetson's up 8-0 on NC State, would be probably a close contender to the Florida ECU game, but I would say the Florida loss was most shocking for sure.
Yeah, is there anything there on NC State Live now in the bottom of the seventh that you would look at, or is it just a dead cause at this point?
Yeah, if they were within 4 to 5 runs, you have a little life. I think anytime you get past that point, it's a little dead there. I think they're going to start preparing for tomorrow out of the loser's bracket.
What do you make of this one? They go to the bottom of the second. Vandy, the number 1 overall seed, they trail Wright State 2-0. The live betting number, I'm looking here, Vandy minus 260. Now to win the game, trailing by 2 runs early on the run line, they're about minus 110. Any thoughts on that game?
The money line coming back at minus 260 is still a little too much for me to lay. If you're going to play a side on that, I would take the run line. Vanderbilt's pitching is far and above. They can go deeper into the game. So Wright State's not anybody you want to play with, but Vanderbilt should be able to pull this out and win by a run or two.
It's a big card tonight. We got a game at 6 o'clock Pacific. What do you think of Cal Irvine, $1.40 against Arizona State?
I like it. It's one of my favorite plays today. Irvine is, the mid-major, the small guy. They have a chip on their shoulder. They're playing out west, which is good for them. They have one of the best mid-major pitchers in college baseball in Trevor Hansen. And then when you look at the other side, Arizona State, Willie Bloomquist has a great team, but they just don't show up all the time. Irvine is looking to show that they belong in this tournament, and they have, a deserved path to Omaha. And I think they make a statement here tonight. I think the 140 is a great price.
140? Okay, very good. You like Florida State to win their regional, price at about minus 130. Why do you like them?
I do. They just have so depth of pitching. When you talk about Joey Vellini, Wes Mendez, there's Cam Leiter may come out of the bullpen. There's rumors of that. You have the, potentially top 3 pick in the draft this upcoming summer, Jamie Arnold. I just don't think anybody, Mississippi State and others have the ability to compete over a double elimination series, especially in Tallahassee.
Okay, and you have the same thoughts on Oregon State. The Beavers are laying 4.5 runs tonight to St. Mary's, and they're 530 on the money line here to win the game. But you like them to win their regional as well?
I do. In college baseball world, as we always have a saying that Omaha runs through Corvallis. It stands true to its time. They only have 2 losses this year. You could go to Corvallis and it's 50 and rainy, or it could be 75 and sunny. You just have no idea. The fan base really loves that team. And they have some great pitching. Eric Segura, Dax Whitney, 2 of the top pitchers in college baseball this year. They have an electric offense. So there's no reason they can't get out of this with relative ease.
Do you think a future to win the whole thing is worth it right now in Oregon State?
I do. I think they'll they have the depth as well as the offense to do it. They've won multiple national titles in Charles Schwab, so they've been there. It's not too big of a moment for them. So I think it's really worth it.
Let me ask you this about a team in the SEC. Their metrics are awesome. The RPI is like number 2 overall. The SOS super high. It's Auburn, and they're 25-1 here at Circa to win the whole thing. I've had people tell me that that's probably worth a bet. Would you agree with that?
25-1, I would absolutely take that, especially now. Now, they do have a little depth concern on the pitching outside of Sam Dutton, but their offense makes up for that. They have that kind of it factor. They're able to get big-time hits right when they're needed, and guys step up. So they're maybe not necessarily a star-studded team, but they're a team of guys that play for each other. So I wouldn't turn that down. If you had to give me, let's say $100 to pick one, I think I'm going to lean towards Tennessee or LSU. I know LSU is a short favorite. But they just, to me, those are more complete teams for a long-standing Omaha run.
LSU at plus 550 or Tennessee around 12-1 right now, looking at FanDuel now with the current odds. It's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Quentin Mills, College Baseball Insiders, a buddy here and a network contributor to VSiN. Aaron Moore told us early in the week on Monday, he said he wants to find a prop on like 4.5 teams from the SEC to make it to Omaha because he wanted to bet just everything like on the over. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, they're set, pretty well off. You could potentially, if Florida somehow wakes up, you have a Florida-Auburn, which guarantees an SEC regional. Arkansas, LSU, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee, and Georgia, with respect, should all at least get to the Super Regional in Texas. There's no reason why you can't have at least 4, if not more.
Okay.
Very
good. Is there anything else that we should keep an eye on tonight with the games that are going to be going on past 7 o'clock Eastern time?
Keep an eye on the Kansas State game. Kansas State is a weird team. They were a team that looked really hot at some times and then ice cold on others. There's a theory. It's hot, cold, hot, and they kind of live to that. They've also, had a good run last year. They have some bodies from that team last year who went down to UVA in the Super Regionals. Pitching matchup, I think they have the edge tonight against UTSA. It's a bigger ballpark, probably less runs. I just think that they, in a close game, have the horses in the back of the bullpen, whereas UTSA really only has 1 or 2 arms. And then if you can control the Roadrunners' offense, that kind of puts them in a worse position.
Do you have a long shot to win a regional or a long shot to win the whole thing?
Well, I had North Carolina State, but they're not really making my case sound too great right now at plus 320. But, Elliott Avent always has his teams ready to bounce back in situations. They've been to Omaha before as what I like to call an up and down team. So there's no reason why they couldn't come out of the losers bracket and upset Auburn.
All right. You can follow Quentin on X. He's at Q Millie. He's with College Baseball Insiders, and he joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Thanks for taking some time out here on day one of the tournament to join us, Quentin. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep. Good luck tonight and with the tournament as well. There you go. And Vanderbilt still trailing Wright State now 2-0, and the number here has changed on this game. They are minus 188 to win the game, and now on the run line they are plus 132, still in the bottom of the second.
Did you see? Look at this LSU line. They're 3,500 on a money line.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they're
you're going to
minus 7.5 runs. I thought these
7.5. That's it, huh?
Yeah, I thought these $9 favorites were something. Auburn $9.50, Oregon $9.50, and then you see LSU playing Little Rock 3,500.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Well, let's hope that this Wright State Vandy game can stretch out here and breathe for a little bit longer, with Wright State having this lead, and maybe even adding on a little bit. At some point, you're gonna want to bet Vandy to come back and win, right? I mean, I think you have to out of principle here. It's down to $1.62 right now.
Mm-hmm.
End of the second inning.
DraftKings has in play. Will Hill Caesars has in play.
Looks like FanDuel does as well.
Yeah, okay, good. So that's with a big card tonight and several games going on right now. If you want your in play, those are some spots you can grab it.
Do you have the sheet right now? Because what was Vandy Lane before the game even started?
Let me look.
I'll try to find that here before the end of the show. This would be, it's early, folks. Going to the third inning, they trail 2-0, but when you're talking about teams laying 7.5 runs in some of these games, and as you said, LSU was 3,500 on the money line. That's pure craziness. Miami is leading Alabama right now 5-3. They are playing late. That's in the 9th. And LSU, Little Rock, that game is actually delayed. And then all these other games are coming up a little bit later on tonight, starting past 7 o'clock Eastern time. So, full boat there. And we're going to Omaha. That's coming up for the College World Series in the middle of June, the 12th and the 14th. We're going to be doing this show from 3 to 6 local time there on Thursday and Friday. We're also going to be doing 9 to noon Central Time from Omaha at Rocco's right across from the stadium on that Saturday. Join us. If you're showing up there, if you're part of the, mighty SEC or these other teams across the country, absolutely come by and say hi. Pauly has already committed to at least 10 Jello shots every single night.
Yes.
Money Moves will be on hand as well. They're going to do their show. That will be 11 to 1 Central Time there in Omaha. Never been. Road trip into the College World Series.
Vandy was only $6.50.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as he was saying, Wright State, no joke there. So, hence that number as we, boy, let's hope it's 4-0 Wright State by the time we get out of here.
Your golf update at the Memorial. Taylor and Griffin tied for first. Scheffler, 3 shots back. Burns, Spieth, Lowry, 4 shots back. And Morikawa was bad today. 3 over. Henley, Hoagie, Schauffele, Morikawa 2 under. And Rose is even.
Well, I got to tell you.
Can Griffin do it again?
You bet him. You gave him yesterday 5-1. And I got to say, the way that the tournament is trending right now and the way the field played today, the fact that he didn't lose anything.
That's true.
Is pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, is he even for the day?
Yes.
Okay, so the fact that nobody shot past him when he stayed put is pretty good. Now you got to figure that if he can get to 11, 12 in that range, he's going to be in good shape.
Scheffler's plus 175, Griffin's 4-1.
Okay.
Taylor's 5.
Take a little Scotty right now. In Pocket Plays, we'll recap our best bets from last night and tell you what we've added for tonight and this weekend next here on VSiN.
On coke if his girlfriend was not stoned.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's on
unborn children's children on these schemes.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
All right, Robertson, shots on goal, winner. Did not have 2 goals. Damn, 22-1. You had that. Shots on goal goes over, and Dallas goes home as well. Now we go to tomorrow. And thank God, well, I'll say thank God, but we got action. They want to go 5 nights without playoff games. Pacers to win the East. 19-1.
You don't think so? Just have a nice weekend, kick back, no worries, do whatever you want with your life?
That would have been strange if 5 nights, if they both end in 5.
Well,
but we're on a bad run here, though, right?
Get ready for it when it's all done.
Yeah, that's right. But then by the time we get to late June, though, NFL betting guide comes out. 4th of July, little vacation. You come back, we're ready to go. Football.
What's the bad run? You mean like the overall drama to these games for like 2 rounds?
Yeah, and also we've had short series in conference finals going back.
Yes.
We have. All right, got to add Pacers money line tomorrow. Think they bounce back and close the Knicks out. And no hat trick in the Stanley Cup final, minus 190. And if you want to, Jonathan Davis has been on this as well. I'm looking right now. Game 1, Wednesday night from Edmonton. You can take 2-1 Oilers puck line or reverse puck line, Florida plus 265. 11 games in a row decided by 2+ goals, 20 of the last 22. I can't believe this. And 10 of the last 11 have been decided by 3 goals. And he was on that early.
I smell an overtime.
We were due for one of those, too. So there you go.
You're adding the Pacers to win the game, and you added them 19-1 to win the conference.
Yeah.
Every bet's a new bet.
Every day's a new day. That's right.
Hart got there late. Doesn't matter when it happens, as long as it happens. Winner last night, over 8.5 rebounds, laid 40 cents with that. You want to come back with him again in Game 6, you think?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so that was a winner.
Yeah.
Pending, Tigers. Oh, come on, guys. 16-1.
We're underway. We're underway in Philadelphia.
Give me a 5 spot by the Brew Crew. Come on. So 2 days left. Tigers have the Royals starting tonight. They're 1 game back of the Phillies for most wins in May. They're tied with the Cardinals. So I need them to win the next 2 against the Royals to really have any chance whatsoever. And first and foremost, I need the Phillies to lose this game. So I have Hart to lead the Eastern Conference Finals in rebounds plus 550. It's drifting away, but it's not dead. Not going to be a winner, very unlikely. Yeah. And the bets that I'm adding tonight. All right, so Zebby Matthews, Twins against the Mariners, starting pitcher tonight, over 5.5 Ks, minus 105. His game log so far, Pauly, he's not going deep into games. 3 innings pitched in his first start this year. He also walked a ton of guys in that game and threw a ton of pitches. He did, however, strike out 5 over 3 innings. The next start was against KC. He went 4 innings. He cut down the walks to only 1. He struck out 9. His Ks per 9 is at 18 right now, which clearly is not going to be sustainable. His ERA is 7.71, but his FIP is below 1. So he's had some really bad luck. The Mariners are striking out a lot. He's always been a high strikeout guy. So over 5.5 with the Ks on him. Christian Yelich has been hot going back. Also good numbers tonight off of Walker. And he should be batting now anytime, right? Oh, is he on already? Is that a winner? Was he on base? The Brewers are cooking here already the way it looks. So I bet him over total bases 1.5 at plus 105. We'll have an update on that coming up in a second.
Well, something happened. They're $1.80 to win the game.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. They have runners on the corners right now with nobody out. And it looks like Yelich is at the plate as we speak. All right, Cardinals-Rangers under 2.5 total runs in the first 3 innings, minus 118. Have documented this throughout the show. Liberatore has been spectacular for the Cardinals. Going against Jack Leiter, both guys, first time through the order, have elite numbers. And the Rangers have a problem on their hands, and that is not scoring runs when they're playing at home.
Yeah, big problem.
So we're going to go first 3, under 2.5. And here's my official bet. I overthought it. I missed the Tigers 16-1 again for most wins in June. I thought about 5 or 6 different teams, but I landed on the New York Yankees at plus 550. 27 games, 16 of them are at home, and they have a bunch of games against some of the bottom feeders of the league, playing great ball. I think it continues. They have a good path here. Took them plus 550, and I'm adding Chris Bubich to win the American League Cy Young at 40-1.
1 day left. Smarter bet. Start with VSiN Pro. Jump in. 14 months. Lock it in. Just $199. 2 extra months free when you use promo code PRO at checkout. Less than 50 cents a day. The morning email from Bill 80. Every pick, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DK and Circa. The dog videos. How good was the Husky video today? And the charging Rhino. Replays on the VSiN Watch app. Makinen's Trends. The NFL betting guide dropping soon. Limited time offer. Grab it. VSiN.com/subscribe. Code PRO. Sign up now.
So let me tell you this. On X, there's an account, Cap and Wags. They included us on a tweet earlier today, and they're asking the question, let it ride, cash out, or try to middle with the Pacers or the Knicks plus 2.5 games. Here's the bet. It's a 3-team parlay, and they put $50 on it. It was Florida to win the national title in college basketball, Edmonton to win the West. Those two are in, and they have Oklahoma City to win the title. So $50. It paid almost 121 to 1. $50 pays $6,000 plus dollars. I said I would take a peek at the Pacers or the Knicks plus 2.5 games. You can win both bets in that theory.
Oh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I am shocked, and they have like 50 plus responses now the way it looks. I'm shocked at how many people are saying cash out. You're going to have an $8 favorite?
No.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Come on.
Is that where we're at now?
Oh, man.
Where everybody just says you got to cash that bad boy out at this point?
It's plus money on that bet, too, with the plus 2.5.
Yes, it is. That's the last of the three options that you want to do.
So I thought of this, too. Like, yeah, you're right. Also, like, you're stuck if you have futures on Indiana. Because even if you steal let's say even if you get game 2.
What if you get game 1, yeah.
Right, but if you lose game 1, you still win game 2, you're still in a bad spot.
Horrible spot.
In terms of the hedging, right?
Yep.
You're going to have to come back. You're going to have to take the lead at some point. You're going to go up 2-1 then. Because then you go back. If it's 2-1 OKC, you're still cooked.
What do you think the Thunder will be adjusted series price if they lose the first 2 games? My biggest bet at the time.
Boston was still favored against the Knicks. Also, okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be a similar series price.
Yeah, it's in that range.
So was it pick 'em?
Yeah.
Even though they're going to go back to Indiana.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say
Lakers Celtics.
Lakers Celtics at the time, biggest bet I've ever made my entire life. Still to this day, one of the biggest bets I've ever made. In that finals that they played back in 2008, the Celtics had home court. They won the first 2 games. I believe back then it was 2-3-2.
Right, it was.
I laid like $1.30. Wasn't that the number? Do you recall? It was in that range, $1.30. I'm like, wait a second here. They have home court. They were the best team in the regular season throughout. They won the first 2, and now I can lay $1.30 with a 2-0 edge. I'm like, I have to hammer this. That'd be interesting, though, to find out what they would do if the Pacers take the first 2 games.
Did you say what the cash out was?
Yeah, I do have that, actually. The cash out is $4,500.
Oh, man.
$4,500, and you're going to have an $8, whatever it is, favorite with the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
That's no way you cash that out.
No. 1-0 Brewers. Philly coming up, bottom of the first. Baltimore trying to hang on at home against the White Sox. 2-1 in the ninth.
Yelich struck out swinging.
It did, okay. And the Cubbies lost 6-2 today. Right field sucks. Derek Stevens was at the game. Tough one as the Cubbies go down. VSiN. Stay tuned to VSiN after Follow the Money. VSiN Primetime. Matt Humans, Will Hill at 7 p.m. Sports Gambling Podcast. Sean Green, Ryan Kramer, 11 p.m. Eastern. Wake up tomorrow for the VSiN Weekend Morning Line at 10 a.m. Eastern as well. That's all coming up. Also coming up, A's Blue Jays. Blue Jays up to $1.80. Plus money on the run line, though. A's have lost 14 of 15. Bassett going for Toronto. Mets 320 against Colorado. Freeland, they're 1-10 when he starts. Senga is 420 tomorrow.
Yeah, and remember, here at Circa, and any state that Circa's in, they have 5 different states, right? Mm-hmm. They're offering that price right now. Will the Mets sweep the Rockies? The yes is minus 105. The no is minus 115 on that.
Yep.
What do you think? What do you want to do?
Mets to sweep. Yep. They're so good at home. I think they get it done. 6 of their next 9 against them as well. And then your big boy tonight, Apple TV. Yankees and Dodgers, a rematch of the World Series. No Mookie Betts. Yankees $1.30. Dodgers home dogs. Fried against Gonsolin.
Minus 120 now on that sweep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. We'll be back on Monday for June, actually.
Time flies, my friend.
Good luck this weekend.